I don't like this rock.
Oh, sorry, I don't like that rock either.
Robert,
Yeah.
it's pissing me off.
Oh, okay, okay.
This video came to my attention when my good buddy, Cook, made a video on the worst job in the Warframe Arcane system. He came to the conclusion that it's the Corpus Crewman, which I fully agree with. It would be a horrible job, but also got me thinking, what are the best and worst jobs? So I gathered up a list of top 5 best and worst jobs, and I'm here to present that list to you. My qualification on deciding what's the best and worst job is I'm an adult that does work. Sometimes. Of course, we're gonna have a couple honorable mentions in between, but shall we get into the best jobs in the Arcane system? Coming in at number 5, being a member of Online. Yes, the in-universe boy band. Think about it. The Arcane system is constantly at war. The Guinea are cloning themselves into a genetic soup. The Corpus is monetizing oxygen. And the infested are, well, existing. And your job? Singing. You're touring relays, performing for civilians, probably getting sponsored by half of the merchants. You're famous. You're protected. You're not getting drafted into proxy war. The Tenno are out there wiping fleets while you're backstage arguing about harmonies. Worst case scenario, you drop a bad single. Best case, you become the face of the entire generation in the safest place in this system. Low mortality rate, high credit flow, massive fan base. Now that's a W. I want to bring back an old classic of mine, which is this Steam review a Warframe review? I'm going to be showing you a Steam review of a game, and you have to decide if the game is Warframe or a different game. I want to stop. The correct answer is yes, it is a Warframe review. This guy wanted to stop at 2,000 hours and he decided to play another 4,000. It's addictive. This is where you stop being a background character and start being one of the major players in the Arcane system. Whether you're leading the Steel Meridians, directing the endless data crusade of Cephalon Suda, or building a profit empire with the Pyrian sequence, you're not just surviving the system, you're shaping it. You have loyal operatives, infrastructure across multiple planets, but the real advantage is that you work with the Tenno. That alone makes this job top tier. Need a rival base removed? Handled. Need a supply line protected? Handled. Need someone important to disappear? You already know. You're isolated by influence, backed up by devoted followers, and positioned far away from the frontline chaos. Yes, you'll have enemies, but so does everyone. But unlike most people in the Oregon system, you're the one giving the orders, not the one being sent into the front lines. Now that's not just a good job, that is power. Now, hear me out. Being a high-ranking corpus taxman might actually be one of the most profitable jobs in the entire Oregon system. The corpus worship profit if you're high enough on the ladder to enforce contracts, collect debts, and audit colonies. You're not struggling. You've got a security detail, and you've got the backing of a huge corporation. If you survive the corporate politics, and you climb fast enough, you'll survive. And especially if you work under someone like Neff Anoy, you'll be swimming in credits. Yes, there's a risk. Underperform and you might get restructured. But in a system ruled by money, being one of those people who control that money, that is power. That is something to behold and have. That is why I say the corpus taxman is the number 3 spot. I'm proud to announce that the Loot channel has teamed up with Nord to keep your online goblin adventures safe and secure. Whether you're hoarding digital treasures or lurking in the darkest corners of the internet, a solid VPN has your back. If you're looking for one and want to support the channel at the same time, use the top link in the description. Now let's get back into the video. Now, the number 2 spot goes to one of my favorites, the Battleship Captain. Now, imagine being a battleship captain for a Grineer Galleon ship or a Corpus Capital ship. Yes, you're gonna be still one of the bad guys, but you're very, very high on the ladder to be the captain of a ship that has hundreds of soldiers. You have heavy artillery, orbital dominance. You don't walk into a room, you enter via transmission. You command fleets, you enforce blockades, and entire sectors move because you say so. The only downside is, if a 10-0 loads into your mission, well, it's over. But if we were ranking this based on status, authority, and raw presence, this job is insane. Pure prestige. Just hope that you never see a loading screen. An honorable mention for my personal favorite of the jobs is Cetus Fisherman or Hunter. Imagine just waking up that day, going to, fish for 8 hours or so, coming back home, you work your living in Cetus. Of course you have the occasional dangers here and there, but you still work with the 10-0. It's a very chill job, so this is why it's an honorable mention. And at number 1 spot, we have the safest, smartest, and the most underrated job in the Warframe universe, the Relay Worker. Specifically at somewhere like Strata Relay. Think about it logically. Relays are heavily defended hubs of marketing and diplomacy. They're politically neutral, they're constantly surrounded by 10-0. Nothing major happens there without an entire army responding. And your job? Dock management. Logistics, vendor operations, communications, maybe running a storefront. You're inside one of the most protected civilian spaces in the Oregon system. You're not a fighter, you're not being cloned, you're not being harvested for Kuva. You're clocking in, doing your shift, and going home safely in a universe where that is incredibly rare. Stable job, safe location, and constant traffic. Infinite customer base of immortal space ninjas. Now that is the best employment in the Warframe universe. So, those are the best jobs in the Oregon system. Safe and powerful. But this is Warframe after all. For every cushy relay shift that you do, there are 100 jobs that are pure suffering. So that now we have covered the lucky few, let's talk about the top 5 worst canon jobs in Warframe. Coming in at number 5, an Orb Valleys patrolman. You're stationed on Orb Valleys, a frozen corpus-controlled wasteland where the temperature alone is going to kill you. And your job? Walk patrol routes, stand guard over facilities, respond to Solaris resistance activity in a blizzard. You're not a commander, you're not a specialist. You're the first enemy that the player sees when they load into a free roam, and even if you survive that, you still have to answer to corporate oversight, metrics, performance reviews, and most likely you'll get restructured into a meat pie. And even in the organ system, that is only the 5th worst job. Number 4. Syndicate Soldier. You join a syndicate because you believe in a cause. Maybe it's justice with the Steel Meridians, or maybe it's knowledge with the Cephalon Suda. You train, you gear up, and you feel like you're part of something important, and one day, command calls you in. You and your squad get deployed immediately. Sounds manageable, right? Small conflict, rival operatives, standard engagement, and then you hear it. Transparent signal detected. The enemy syndicate didn't just send soldiers, they sent in a Tenno, and we all know how that ends. You don't get a dramatic duel, you don't get back up in time, you get bullet jump past at 200 miles per hour. You join the cause, but at the end of the day, you ended up in another Tenno's pocket in standing points. Now that is why the syndicate soldier lands at the number 4. Number 3. Corpus Ship Janitor, also known as the unluckiest maintenance worker in the Orcan system. You work abroad at Corpus capital ship, not as security, nor as an engineer. You clean it, you maintain hallways, you fix bulkheads, you scrub whatever mysterious substance just got blasted across the wall. And remember, these ships are constant targets. Grineer raids, infested outbreaks, Tenno boarding parties. Every alarm you hear means that the ship is about to become a survival mission. You don't have combat training worth mentioning, you have a mop. And if a Warframe kicks down the door mid-shift, you're not winning that interaction. Worst part, if you survive, you still have to clock in tomorrow. Low pay, high danger, zero recognition, and somehow it still gets worse. Now for the number 2 spot, I have put down Corpus Crewman. I could go on and on, rambling on why this job is the absolute worst, but my dear friend Coog did make a video on the Corpus Crewman. Please go and check him out. The link to his video will be down in the description. And I got one more thing that is worse than Corpus Crewman. Okay, so I was gonna put this in the number 1 spot. I decided to give this the honorable mention because I found something which is even worse. And yes, being a fast food worker is canon in the Warframe lore. If you go into any of the missions in the 1999 and go underground and go into those shopping centers, you're able to see a fast food restaurant with grills and deep fryer stances. So yes, being a fast food worker is canon in the Warframe lore. This is the reason why I'm giving it the honorable mention. Now there's only one thing which is worse than any of these jobs in the Orcan system. Fish! I know this might be anticlimactic to some people to see what was truly the worst job in the Warframe universe. And like I said, and my friend Cook did say, that yes, it is the corpus crew, man. If you didn't notice, 3 of the jobs were just corpus related. So yes, corpus is absolutely horrendous, and I wanted to give the video a little bit of a funny twist at the end. Thank you so much for sticking around this far. Gotta give huge thank you to everyone for helping me reach 2,000 subscribers. Sorry for being not so absent, but I am going to be back now. If you're interested in some footage that was left behind or didn't make it into the video, I will be posting updates and behind the scenes on my Patreon. If you want to support that way, my Patreon is down in the description. Thank you again to Nord for the partnership and the opportunity to grow as a content creator, and I want to thank all of my Patreons. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. I will be coming back to you guys sooner than you think. I love you everyone. Thank you so much again for 2,000 subscribers, and see you guys next year.